Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday night, July 28th. A little later start tonight. We have one break guaranteed on tap tonight, and we have two pending a mini. We need at least three more spots in the mini to guarantee those breaks. I am currently putting that up right now. All right, I'm going to give you guys the link to that mini. If I can pin that mini. Copy. Hope everybody is having a good evening and a good start to their week. There is the link to the mini. Oh, I can pin it. Okay, sweet. All right. So check that link out if you want to jump in the mini. It is a you can't lose mini. It is basically you're guaranteed to spot a team in some break at the choosing of that mini random. It is $19 a spot. It will guarantee that the football and the basketball break happen tonight. We have most of them are the basketball teams. So we do have the Raiders and the Titans in that mini as well. Also, you could win yourself a 2025 Topps Chrome Blaster Box. What's up, Mal? I've toyed with the idea, although I have the mini that's kind of hanging out there. I toyed with the idea about doing a flash break tonight for a Topps Chrome hobby box. Either doing it as a 15 spot for $20 or doing a 10 spot PYT for $29. I'm kind of toying with the idea of doing that, but I'll kind of leave it up to you guys if you want to do a flash break tonight. If you're not familiar, flash break is basically the break post goes up right now. Well, as soon as I say go. And it's just something we're going to do. We do right in the live stream to fill. So leave it all up to you all. We are going to kick it off with the Topps Chrome hobby box for the actual break that filled for yesterday. Got all of our tags in. We've got our box right here that we're going to do. I cut all my nails, so I need to do. I need my knife. I got half of my mission accomplished this weekend. I did get every break sorted. All right. Our mini vacation was interesting, I will say. It's kind of interesting. The Great Wolf Lodge, did not realize it. It was actually positioned right next to the Hollywood Casino. How convenient. Although I can see why that casino isn't visited very much. It's predominantly a slot machine casino with like 5% of table games and all very overpriced table games for where that location was. Oh, there goes Wing. Just trying to fix the stand here. Need to get a new one. Wing goes down. All right. Let's go down the teams. I did. Your dad sent me the pictures. You did a really good job with that, Liam. Liam pulled out of our one of our last Series 2 hobby boxes a Gunnar Henderson auto number to fit 25. Andrew has the Braves, the Brewers, and the Rays. Mr. Daly. Andrew took 2 in the mini. Very good. So we need one more spot in the mini left to guarantee it. I can reserve the option that I can also pull the blaster box from the mini. I don't really want to, but I could pull that and we could still run it too. So we'll see where we get to at the end of the baseball. So Andrew's got the Braves, the Brewers, and the Rays. Doug Daly's got the Pirates, the Giants, and the Rockies. Brad's got the Mets, the Astros, and Mark Daly has the Pirates, the Giants, and the Angels. Brad has the Mets, the Astros, and the Rockies. Alan has the Tigers, the White Sox, and the Red Sox. Frankie's got the Phillies, the Yankees, and the Seattle Mariners. Matt's got the A's, the Marlins. Nice. Matt's got the A's, the Marlins, and the Nationals. Sam's got the O's, the Blue Jays, and the Rangers. Chris Thomas has the Cubs, the Diamondbacks, and the Dodgers. Sean M's got the Twins, the Royals, and the Cardinals. Ryan's got the Padres, Guardians, and Reds. Those are your teams. Speaking of which, I need to make sure I don't think the break I joined. Make sure I pay him quickly. Just realized I joined a break and I gotta make sure I pay them on time. Can't be my own hypocrite, right? I picked up the Phillies. It's a 8-box Topps Chrome Jumbo case break. I picked up the Phillies and the Marlins. All right. All right. Hopefully we just get something good, right? A lot of these breaks for these Topps Chromes have been quite rough. I've seen a couple of case breaks of Breaker's Delight. Jumbos are going for about $575. Jumbo or Breaker's Delight are going for over $600. You get more numbered cards and parallels out of Breaker's Delight, but I've seen some really rough cases being pulled for Breaker's Delight. Can't say if Jumbo or Hobby has been better. Kind of will let that judge. We're going to do our first Jumbo tomorrow. So, we'll see how the cards play. Here we go. Mike Trout kicking us off. Stuart Baroa, Yordan Alvarez, Fortune 15, and Christian Campbell. I like the Braves in any pick because I think the Braves are a sneaky good team in a lot of this. I think they have one of the best hit counts in this product. Zach Gallen, Trevor Story, Refractor, Kota Senga, and Marco Luciano. Let's see. Yeah, so we got up there. If you don't like being around a just absolute crazy amount of people, I do not recommend going to a Great Wolf Lodge because you will lose your mind. Kyle Tucker, Byron Buxton, Hyper. We've got a throwback, Jose Ramirez for the Guardians, and Brandon Lockridge. Holy cow, that place is stimulation overload. If you've got kids who like to run around like crazy and just do everything, perfect. There's literally not a square inch of that place doesn't have some sort of activity or thing filling it. But holy cow, for me with autistic kids, that was tough. Zebby Matthews, we got it's either Lava, I think they're going. Nationals. Oh, could be good. National Silver. Is it going to be a rookie? Not a rookie. Luis Garcia, 135 of 199. Luis Garcia Jr. with a Yamamoto Future Stars and a Ty France. Had some kind of funny moments. although it wasn't funny at the time. I convinced my wife to go down one of the water slides. It's like a 2-person water slide with we put the kids in the front, and we put we have to sit in the back, and we got to the bottom, and I'm not quite sure exactly what happened. Teal lava. You know I'm colorblind. You know I can't see these colors. We aqua lava kind of sounds better almost. So she gets down to the bottom, and I don't know if it's just how they hit the bottom or whatever it was. Lisa ejected Ethan straight out of the inner tube. He just went high and left when they hit the bottom. And of course, Ethan not really well versed with swim lessons quite yet. She panicked looking for him. I had turned around. I'd come down to the other side with Aiden. She panicked, and by the time she was flipping herself into the water, Ethan had already stood up. Mike Talkman, Justin Verlander, Rhett Lauder refractor for the Reds, nice, and Keter Montero. So I don't know what happened there. All I remember is we came down the slides, and it's like these tandem slides where you're almost kind of like racing each other a bit. And she and I saw her, and I just saw them just go sideways. I was like, what in the heck happened there? Rhett Lauder from the refractor. Aiden was fine. He just kind of we slid all the way to the other end of the pool in the inner tube, and they just hit weird or wrong or something. And then I almost got my neck broken, which was great. CJ Abrams, Bradley Blalock, Paul Skeens, all etched, nice for the Pirates, and a Kobe Mayo. They had a 5-person inner tube. And of course, you know, they always put the adult with the one facing backwards. So it's those really big monster slides. They put me backwards, and they decide at the bottom of when you come out of the tube and you come into like the little pool area that they're only going to make it like 1 foot deep and then put non-skid on the bottom. So I come out, and our tube is definitely not inflated fully. I come out of the tube first because I'm going backwards. And I bend over the edge of the tube, hit the non-skid. And when I hit the non-skid, it basically bites the tube, flips me out of the tube backwards. Basically, I roll back over on my head and on my shoulders over. And then the tube basically comes over the top of me, pinning me underneath of it. And I eventually stand up, and I'm like, what in the holy... Because I felt the non-skid on my back. Sandy Alcantara, Yamamoto, Josh Lowe, refractor, and Joe Musgrove. And I'm like, what in the Lord just happened here? And so I tell the kid, I said, dude, you need to inflate these things. Like, that thing should have more bounce to it, that I should not have hit the bottom like that. The kid presses on the tube like 2 times, and then he just sends it back up to the top. I'm like, okay, when the next person comes down and they're floating upside down, you'll be wishing you would listen to me. Freddie Peralta, Hyper, Jose Altuve, Fortune 15, Roki Sasaki for the Dodgers, nice, and Isaac Collins. Nice for the Dodgers. All right. Got a blue for the White Sox. Got Chase McDermott, Drew Thorpe, 214 to 250 for the White Sox. Paul Skeens on the throwback, and Colton Cowser. Our other major complaint was our room was not quiet. We were up till 2 a.m. because everyone around us, or especially the room on top of us, decided they wanted to have a drum line over our heads. So that was glorious. The kids had fun, which is the most important thing. Aiden had a great time. He enjoyed all the water slides and everything. Mom and Dad took the beatings that we did, and we came home. I go whacking the camera again. So, but we celebrated Aiden's birthday yesterday, and he got to go see Lilo and Stitch. There's a potential $20 buyback. Ohtani, if he wins the Rookie of the Year, is going to the Dodgers. We'll leave that. Eugene Suarez, Refractor, Blue Jays, Will Wagner, and Nico Cavadas for the Angels. I think most people are going to say Ohtani's going to win Rookie of the Year, but I think there's still a bit of debate that if Pete Crow Armstrong can keep doing the runs he's been doing, that he could challenge Ohtani. It seems like a lot of the product hits of this, all those gold MLB logos have been hit already. So we'll see if what's left out there, if there is any. Rhys Hoskins, Greg Jones, Mason Wynn, future stars, and Chris Bryant. Isn't it a hyper? I thought they're hypers. I like Prism. I thought they were hypers. Shane Bieber, Danny Beebe, Kobe Mayo, power players. Shea Whitcomb, correct. It is only for Chrome, and it is only for the base parallel or base versions and parallels. It does not count for inserts, and it does not count for update series. However, asterisk, there is an open debate on the AL side. Cal Raleigh is not in Topps Chrome. If Cal Raleigh beats Aaron Judge for MVP, the question is, does MVP buyback then move into does that then move into update series? So there is a bit of an outstanding question of where does that player, and Pete Crow Armstrong is the same way too. He doesn't have a base card in this set. So the two of them could end up turning into Topps update series. Ryan McMahon, Jonathan India, Prism. Oh, did they? Okay. Xavier Edwards and Mike Yastrzemski. I didn't know they had announced it yet. So that'll be interesting to see if that how that all plays out, because that could definitely change. I mean, we already know that update series is going to be very expensive again because those player debut patches will be in there. Yoshida, Mike McGreevy, Francisco Lindor, and Mike Burrows. So I mentioned at the top of the break, for those who are just joining in, I was considering and then still considering doing a flash break for another box of Topps Chrome Hobby tonight. Either doing it as a 15 spot for $20 or a PYT 10 spot for $29, doing a break night $1 off special. If anyone's interested, if I have enough interest in it, I may post it and then we would run it no matter what. But I'm kind of iffy on it right now. Gary Crockett, Aaron Judge, will hold that for a potential buyback. Sagano and Velope. So I assume then if Judge, let's say Judge wins the MVP and Pete Crow Armstrong, Judge's Chromes will only be from this version. He won't have update Chromes count towards the buyback. It'll only be Pete Crow Armstrong then. Yeah, no kidding. Well, Kurtz especially, right? I mean, Kurtz is almost becoming the hands down runaway right now. All right, here we go. You, Darvish. We have a Silver Wave. This is going to be your auto for the Giants. Trevor McDonald, 30 of 199 with a Nolan Arenado and Andrew Benintendi. He pitched one game last year. Trevor McDonald. you guys want to go crazy for a flash break, we do make it a 5-spotter. All right, we got 4 packs left here. Hoping we can maybe get something big come out of this still. George Kirby, Yordan Alvarez, Refractor, Adley Rutschman, and Tyler Locklear. Yes, the judge is yours. All right, 3 packs left. J.P. Crawford, Prism, Nolan Gorman, Jordan Westberg for the Orioles, and Matt Chapman. Josh Jung, Jacob Wilson, nice for the A's. Jacob Wilson, Power Players, nice. And David Festa. It seems like the Rookie of the Year is between Jacob Wilson and Nick Kurtz at this point. All right, last pack. We got DeGrom, Otto Lopez, Eduardo Henriquez, and Ryan Mountcastle to round it out. Yeah, someone told me that earlier. Everyone's freaking dying right now. It's kind of getting a little obscene how many people are passing away at this point. All right, recap. Jacob Wilson again on the Power Players. Aaron Judge for the potential buyback. Kobe Mayo, Power Players rookie. Will Wagner, Refractor. Ohtani for the buyback potential. Paul Skeens on the throwback. Fortune 15, Roki Sasaki. Drew Thorpe to 250. Paul Skeens on the alt etch. What's up, Kevin? It has been a while. I knew you were going through some stuff, so I hadn't been tagging you on things. Luis Garcia Jr. to 199. Trevor McDonald to 199. And Rhett Lauder, Refractor rookie. All right, let me check on the mini here and see how that's laying out. For some dings. How have you been doing? All right, the mini is guaranteed, and we will run this here in just a minute. Yeah, I mean, that's, like I said, that's why I do still have some spots left, but I have enough to run it. So we have 4 spots left in the mini. Let's see. I'll put up here in just a second. Let's see. Okay. Yes, I updated it last night, Sean. So everything should be current for all the breaks that run last week. Andrew, 1 for 2. Oh, good Lord. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that. You're always welcome. Kevin, we do giveaways all the time, and you don't have to be in the breaks to get free credit for stuff. So you're always welcome to just kind of come hang out with us, and then you never know when you might win free break credit. All right. So there are 4 spots left in the mini. Sam, honestly, I would hold that card. If you get to minus 10. No, you don't get extra if you're at minus 10. All right. So we have 4 spots left in the mini. I'll put that in the comment section. The numbers that are left are 6, 8, 9, 12. All right, let's see. Just going to check these payments on the mini. All right, Mark's going to take 6. Frankie's going to take 8. All right. Frankie, you're in at 8. Mark is going to take 6. You cannot lose in this mini, just so everybody knows. You will get a spot. You will get something. I have 2 spots left, 9 and 12. I got Sean. All right. Good night, Sean. All right. Kelsey just grabbed 9. Keyboard is being an absolute mess here. All right. All right. Andrew just closed it. And he's using $10 of his break credit. So Andrew's going to take 12. So now we have enough to run. Kelsey is going to take the last one. All right. Mini is closed. I am just checking all the payments. How did he say? So we had someone new join tonight. He said paid Venmo. And they did. All right. It is closed. I'm going to update my credits sheet because Andrew just used his break credit. So that's taken up. All right. There is. You guys always want to know if you have any break credit. All you got to do is go into the features tab, and that will tell you if you do or not. All right. I am running the mini now. All right. Oh yeah, sure you are, Barry. It's just been that long, probably, because it's been so long since you've been in the last one, right? First time breaker here. I'll give you that. All right. Running the mini. Again, you cannot lose in the mini. I'm going to run the random right now. We'll be doing football next. I'll say it's been a while since you've been in one. All right. Let's see, this is the football and basketball mini. All right. We're going to do 3 6-sided dice. It's going to go 12 times. And there's the list. It's done. Here is the link to the random here. I will post the results here so you all can see it. Let me clear this list. This is the mini results. Nope, that's not the mini results. And I will post what you won next to it. All right, so that's what the results show. So Kelsey actually takes the Topps Chrome Blaster. Kelsey, I will have those blasters on Wednesday, so we can do a live rip, or we can just mail that one off to you. I'm going to update each of the breaks now with those spots. Then we'll run each of the randoms. So we've got Cody's going to take the Raiders. Mark Hudson is going to get the Cavs. Andrew is going to get the Warriors. Cody is going to get the Titans. Cody got both of the football spots. That's wild. Andrew's going to get the Mavs. Mark Hudson's going to get the Rockets. Pistons are also going to be Mr. Hudson. Andrew has the T-Wolves. Frankie has the Magic. Sean's got the Raptors. Uh, 76ers go to Becky. And Knicks go to Andrew. All right. All right. Now I'm going to run the random for. I'm going to duck race the. We're going to duck race the football one, for the Commanders and spots. All right, let's duck race the football break. Let me update this. All right. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all this squared away. So Cody. Took the Titans and the Raiders. All right. So I'm going to copy the list and to the duck races. So top 7 will each get the Commanders in a box. I do 1 minute. I'm going to share the screen here in just a second. This is hot. Hey, Becky, did you see my note? I was missing your Thunder payment for 22. Pro pickleballer. He might be a pro pickleballer. All right. I'm going to switch the shared screen here over to the duck race screen. We're going to duck race for the Commanders. All right. So top 6 will each get a box. So we'll go first, we'll get a mega. Second, we'll get a mega. The next 4 will get blasters. The 7th spot will get the Commanders and the NIL for the Luminance box. My brain is not functioning on all cylinders tonight, clearly. Let me bring all these boxes up. Put them on the counter here. That. All right. Hope everyone juiced their stocks appropriately for this one. All right. We're going to go 1 minute. Everybody's in the lineup. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and they're off. Top 7 is where you want to be. Is that Pirate Duck? Number 9. Slowly waking the way out there. Marcus. Paul Bat Duck. Basketball. So I'm going to do football next, and then I'm doing basketball. So we're doing the random right now for the Commanders via the duck race. All right, we got 17 seconds left. Grandma Duck's in the lead right now. That would slide it back just a little bit here. 10 seconds left. Here comes Becky Duck coming out of nowhere, coming from the back. Looks like she's going to come in and take the front spot here. Let's see how we finish. And Becky Duck is your winner. Becky will get the Commanders on a mega box. So here's your results. Becky will have the Commanders, and Brad will have the Commanders for a mega box. Brad will have a blaster. Cody will have a blaster. Jaw will have a blaster. Andrew will have a blaster, and TJ will get the Inception box for NIL. I will put those results in here. Then I will also put them in our list. All right. I'm going to flip that screen back to share. All right, Becky, I'll give you a choice. Do you want... put this... Let's slide that. Put that over here. Becky, do you want the mega on the left or the mega on the right? See if Becky decides to pick here. I'm inclined to go with this one right here. I don't know what happened to Becky. She was here. All right. I'm going to go with this one for Becky. This one will be for Brad. All right. So we're going to probably see a lot of this theme for our football breaks kind of going forward. Some of the football products for 2025, they're good, but they're not great. I am very deeply invested into a lot of the select products. So we'll have a lot of good opportunities to back that out just a wee bit. Yeah, I knew that was going to happen. There we go. So we'll probably do a lot of these mixers where we're going to do the 2024 select in with like the hobbies at 25 when the prices make sense, for sure. Give us all a little bit of variation. That's right. I have no fingernails. All right. Another news, we caught a thief in our area. We caught a local guy who I had mentioned to y'all before that I went and had to change the shop over because of a box getting stolen. Well, we found out he has also tried to steal from another location. There's the box. Empty box. I actually had a talk with the shop owner, so now we kind of put out the APB out to the entire community to be on the lookout for the guy. They work as like a tandem, like a two-person tandem with he basically kind of distracts people talking a lot of jazz while his wife basically steals the cards behind the counter and stuff. Apparently they got caught trying to steal 3 Caitlin Clark $30 cards. So, oops, went to the well too many times. Stephon Diggs, Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, it was. Buda Baker, Devin Singletary. These are green and black shock. Lamar Jackson, Lad McConkey, and Jarius Sneed. Sam, it was the primetime cards that's up at Bargain Barn. Frankie actually told me he had a conversation with the guy, and he said he actually has video of his wife basically pocketing 3 cards. And so he's going to send that over to us. I actually alerted the shop in Prince Frederick to be on the lookout for him, and if he does come in, to watch him extremely closely. What's up, Chris? But yeah, for the amount of money the guy spends in a shop, it's like, why do you steal? This guy would spend like hundreds of dollars in shops. It's like, why are you doing this? Sandstrill for the Commander, so that one's going to Becky. Patrick Mahomes, Rico Dowdle, Malik Washington, Phillip Rivers, Patrick Mahomes, and T. Higgins. So we're pretty sure he's going to get banned from our shop. We're going to invest in a new security system with our shop in cases. I don't get it. I really don't. I don't understand why people have this need that they want to go steal. And like, if you have the money, why are you doing that? Like, I would have anticipated it more from like a 12-year-old kid who doesn't ever get a chance to ever have any of it and just took a chance. You know, I just don't expect it from. I should know better, but DeMarvion Overshown, Andrew Van Ginkel, Cam Little, silver for the Jags rookie. Marvin Harrison Jr., black and green. Very nice on the shock. Ray Davis, Brock Purdy, and Brock Bowers. So it just, yeah. Oh, I never did the tags for this. Let me get the tags in for this. I'm sorry. I apologize for those who are just figuring out that this is gunning right now. Just realized I never did the tags. Also, I need to copy that. Oh, wow. That's awesome. That's super nice. We are $540 in our Superfractor bounty right now. So if we pull a Superfractor out of Topps Cosmic Chrome, someone's walking out with $540 in break credit. Brad. I just realized I totally forgot to do the tags on this. TJ, Kelsey. Well, so for us, unfortunately, we can't press charges because our security camera at the time was not functioning. So we kind of lost our leverage to pursue, I guess you could say. But the other guy does have video cam footage, and we're 99% sure, based on the simple fact that he had sandwiched a card between two hobby boxes and acting like, oh, I don't know how that got there. That card was nowhere near any of those boxes, that it could have just randomly ended up in that between those hobby boxes. So we're like 99.999% sure now that he did steal one of our hobby boxes. That's who was missing. He was forgetting somebody. And I want to take the link. Copy link. So I'll be interested to know. So one thing I don't know about the guy, and I don't know if they stole the cards directly out of the shop and walked out. Frankie, you might remember if he said more. Well, that's the thing, is our network of people is strong. We can talk to all around to all of our local shops. Like, that's why I reached out to the Prince Frederick shop, and I told them, I said, here's a picture of him. You need to watch out if he comes into your shop. You need to make sure all of your stuff is locked tight. And so now, what box did he put? Oh, like his box he was trying to sell stuff. Like, we are seriously now. I talked with a couple of them. They're like, how do we know that this guy, when he's been showing off cards, how do we know all of his cards aren't stolen cards at this point? You know. So did he ban him? Did he say? Like, did he say, get out of my shop? So he said, you're never allowed back in the shop again. Get out. Well, good. Well, we're pretty much going to be doing the same thing too. Oh, he didn't say? I mean, if I saw somebody clearly stealing, I'd say, get out of my shop and never come back. You're not allowed, but you're not welcome back here. And he said, so Frankie, I ended up talking to him last night a little bit. And he said he's editing the video from the security cams, and he said he's going to send it around to the local shops. I mean, he's going to get basically blackballed in the county. Jake Ferguson, Cooper Rush, Najee Harris, David Njoku, Michael Penix Jr., Stephon Diggs on the neon green, the $5.99, and the Kayvon Thibodeau. Yeah. So, I mean, that's the scam, right? And that's the thing we were saying, is he basically, because the guy was saying to me that he was boasting about how he made $4,000 on his whatnot page, and how he has all these cards and all this money and stuff. And then his wife's stealing, and they're running smoke and mirrors basically on the whole thing. And it's like a 2-person operation. They're doing it. And the hobby box that we said that got stolen and the thing that Lockman was telling me was that he always comes in right when they're closing too. He never shows up at normal hours. He's always like right when they're closing. So I mean, they're basically planning on confronting him, saying, "Look, we know you stole the box." Jalen Carter, Antonio Gibson, Talise Fuaga, Spencer Rattler on the shock. Nice. Lulu Latu, Brandon Ayuk, and Josh Allen. Like, once I get the video, he's going on Scammer Nuts. I mean, he's going to straight up go on our scammer pages that I have, saying, don't do business with him. Because the worst thing as a shop that you can ever run into, and this is something you all want to know too, is if you ever get in this situation, yeah, exactly. If you ever purchase a stolen card from somebody, you don't get the card. If the card has been noted as stolen and you're the last holder and you bought it legally, but it was noted as a stolen card, you lose the card. You don't get compensated for it. It may have gone through 5 or 6 people, but if the card was police report noted as stolen and found, the owner of the card has the right to claim it back, and you get nothing. And so if he's stealing cards and selling them off to other people, unless they can trace the card back to him as the perpetrator for stealing it, the shops or the people who own the cards at the end are the ones that lose. Curtis Samuel, Michael Penix Jr., Brock Purdy, Fashanu on the die cut silver, Ricky Pearsall on the shock, CJ Stroud, future, and Rome Odunze. Yeah, I've heard him run his mouth about that stuff too. I think his wife is a real estate agent. Yeah, Nick and I have talked about this a lot. Stolen cards are no joke. Like, you actually, I think they did it on Pawn Stars, even showed it one time that they had found out they had stolen property and they had to give it back, and they paid someone a bunch of money for it. Couldn't do anything about it. And a lot of times, a lot of that stolen stuff, once it's stolen, it gets moved very quickly and basically gets through 3 or 4 people before it's ultimately found, if it's ever found. All right, this will be Brad's box for select. It's the same spiel every time. He did one card show with us. Look at it. You got all this money and you have all these connections. Why are you stealing? Like, he's done with us. He's dead to us. But yeah, we want nothing to do with him or his business. I don't care how much money you have or how much money you spent in the past. You stole, and you've been caught stealing. We don't want your business. We don't want your dirty money. All right, here we go. Brad's with the Commanders. Everyone else has their teams. Drake May, Devontae Smith, Wafaga for the 49ers. Ricky Pearsall, rookie shock for the 49ers. Braylon Allen, Von Bell, James Cook. It is sad. It doesn't make sense why people feel the need they have to go to these lengths. Hobby's expensive enough for everybody else. Don't make it worse. Blake Corum, Jemias Winston, Caleb Williams for for Chris, actually. Anthony Gould, rookie, silver. Phillip Rivers, Dak Prescott, and Dak Prescott. I mean, I'm always fearful that we're going to get somebody who's going to break into the shop and then just steal just take everything. It's also why we have a very limited stock in our shop. It's kind of for protection purposes as well. I don't want to stock 6 cases of $500 hobby boxes in there for someone to go take it. Yeah, the guy said, the guy kind of wrote back to me, and I don't know, he said it kind of differently, like that he wasn't necessarily passing himself, but saying that he was doing shows at the Rex. But still, either way, it's just like, this is what he's doing wrong. Joe Alt, Joe Burrow, Bucky Irving on the Shock, Xavier Rhodes, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, Matt Stafford. But even just dragging our names into it, just, yeah. So I definitely want a copy of the video. Theo Johnson, Earl Campbell, Brett Favre, Ivan Pace Jr. on the Shock, David Njoku on the Shock, Macalakai Corley, Select Certified, and then Grover Stewart. Oh, yeah, I would definitely say it was. Tyler Guyton, Sam Darnold, Trevor Lawrence on the silver die cut. Nice. Joe Andressen, rookie Shock. Caleb Williams, future. Keenan Coleman, and Tip Riemann. Yeah, I reached out to the Prince Frederick people, and they actually responded back to me, and they said they appreciated me letting them know. All right, last pack for the Mega, and then we'll move on to the Blasters. Tip Riemann, Khair Elam, Kamari Lassiter, AJ Barner, Jaden Daniels. Nice. There's one for Brad. And oh my, is that? Please tell me that's low numbered. Please tell me this is super low numbered. Hey, that's still not bad. Mark Hudson, JJ McCarthy to 249 on the red Shock. Nice. There we go. That's a little bit of a fire pole there. We're getting warmed up a little. Very nice. Numbered JJ McCarthy. Very nice. All right, and then I have a Brad pack. So I am working on shipments for everybody. The list is up to date. All you have to do is do a sort by where you are in your break count, and you can see if you're eligible for this round of shipments that I'm doing. Or if you should be expecting a shipment from me this week, I should say. Where did I put that? Mark, you've been crushing it with the Vikings. We had a dry spell. We had one JJ autograph a while back, but we kind of had a dry spell with the Vikings. Ever since you started picking them up, you've been crushing them with it. All right. All right, blaster box now. So this will be Brad's blaster box for the Commanders. God, I want to see a black snakeskin out of this. Empty box. I'm going to just undo all these here. I'm actually considering, we have a card show coming up in September. I'm actually trying to think about reaching out to Children's Hospital and seeing if they would be willing to set up a blood drive van outside of our card show to do. So it's like, come for the cards, donate, give a little bit of the help a child in need while you're here. Negatory. You got one Commander's card, and it was not the Daniels, and it wasn't the Commander you were hoping for. Well, this box for Brad's kicking it off already with Jaden Daniels, so it's a good start for him. All right. Yeah, I know a couple people up there. We're actually going to be up there soon. $1 off per ounce of blood. Yeah. I don't know. I there's a part of that I'd ounce of blood or whatever. I'd maybe consider it. Save some lives. Tell you, platelets are one of the hardest things Children's Hospital runs into. It's one of the biggest things they have shortages of is platelet donations. Michael Pittman Jr., Will Richard, Xavier Leggett, Braylon Allen, Jaden Reed, Cameron Jordan, Brian Thomas Jr., Daniel Carlson, Troy Taylor, Jared Goff, Michael Pittman Jr. on the yellow and green shock, Marvin Harrison Jr., concourse, very nice, Najee, Joe Namath, yellow and green shock, N'Kobe Dean, Malik Washington, Travis Kelce, Malik Neighbors, nice for the Giants to $4.99. That one's going to Andrew. Or no, it's going to Brad. Sorry, my apologies. I thought Andrew had him, but no, it's Brad that has him. Andrew has the Knicks in the basketball breaks. That's the New York team I was thinking of. CJ Stroud, Fuaga, Buda Baker, Lad McConkey, and how about a Jaden Daniels green and yellow shock? Nice. There's a nice hit right there. Going to Brad on the concourse hit. Very nice. Trying to get my select swagger back. I got a little mark to leave up to. Man, we got some pretty good cards so far. A numbered Neighbors, a numbered JJ, a shock Jaden Daniels. Okay. We're picking it up a little here. Getting a little steam back. So if you all remember about 2 years ago, when Aiden was in the hospital, several of you actually came from where you live and actually came out to Children's Hospital to donate. Sore subject, Inception box. Sore subject. I mean, I do a pack of Chrome. Like I would do a hobby box pack of Chrome for a donation, for a blood donation. All right, this is going to be Cody's box for the Commanders. Empty box. Nope. The more you donate, the more packs of Chrome you get. Looked like that scene out of Hot Shots where they drain the guy dry. I also was going to do all of them. That's right. Remember the only thing I said. Cody got this one for the Commanders. Patty Mahomes. Oh, Lord have mercy. We got a silver die cut Caleb Williams. Very nice. Silver die cut Caleb Williams. Chris Thomas. Very nice. Will Rashard, Carson Steele, Dexter Lawrence, Mike Sandstrel, Fashanu, Xavier Worthy, Brock Purdy, Stephon Diggs, Jonathan Brooks, certified, Isaiah Likely, Curtis Samuel, Michael Penix Jr. Oh, my Lord. Have yourself a break. For the Raiders to 360, Brock Bowers. Man, we're hitting the numbered cards tonight. I mean, they ain't low number, but they're still hitting numbered cards. Focus. Brock Bowers hitting the right players for these numbered cards. So, Joe Burrow, shock. Antonio Gibson, Jalen Carter, Marvin Harrison Jr. numbers, AJ Barner, Brian Thomas Jr., Cam Little, CJ Stroud, turbocharge, and Khair Alam. Very nice. All right. And we haven't even got to the box that guarantees you the autographs yet. All right, and this is going to Cody. How do I lose something that I haven't even left the desk and I somehow find a way to lose stuff? Eesh. Cody. Okay. All right. Jaw has this box for the Commanders. Come on, let's get a zebra going here. All right. Empty box. I like the ounce of blood for the discount. All right, let's see what else we can lend ourselves to. Jaw's got the Commanders on this one. Zebra, zebra, zebra. Or snake skin, snake skin. One of the two. All right, here we go. Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence, Khalil Mack, Braden Fisk, Howie Long, Mika Fitzpatrick, silver die cut Ed McCaffrey for the Broncos, Caleb Williams, Darnell Mooney, AJ Brown, Blake Corum select certified, Drake May for the Patriots. Very nice. On the shock. Very nice. Then we got a Malik Neighbors. Nico Collins, Jade and Reed, wrong Jaden, Evan McPherson, Kamani Vidal, Jordan Davis, Brock Bowers, Trey Benson, Fred Taylor. We have got a relic card of Troy Franklin for the Broncos, Josh Allen, and Joe Burrow on the club level. Not numbered. Move this one over here. All right. So now we got one more box of Blaster Select left. The Luminance. All right, this one is going to go to Andrew. This is Andrew's box for the Commanders. And I was hoping we saved the best for last. Empty box. Check under the flap, make sure nothing there. All right. All right. Last box of Select. We will have NFL Elite first off the line tomorrow. Kair Elam, Fashion New, Overshown on the silver die cut. CJ Stroud, Sam Darnold, Tip Riemann, Malik Neighbors, Future. What's up, Tanner? Will Anderson Jr. on the shock. Brett Favre, Tyler Guyton, Hunter Henry. I thought that was numbered. Looks like it should be, but it's not. Braden Fisk, Earl Campbell, Xavier Worthy, Joe Anderson for the Bills, number to 599. Well, Liam, he's going to have a really hard time opening up a store when he's known around the county as somebody who steals. Caleb Williams, Joe Burrow, Theo Johnson, Drake May by the numbers, nice. Kamari Lassiter, Caleb Williams, Joe Alt, Jair Alexander, and Evan McPherson. All right. All right. We're going to go to Luminance now. So, TJ Wilson has Commanders and any NIL players coming out of this. I don't know if there's NIL players on this, but here's everything that you can get coming out of this box. Kind of Excel jersey, Savage, Fusion, Spirit swatches, year one dual signatures. That would be nice. Reflected materials, names of the game, animation. Interesting. Animation Luminosity are the ultra rares. So, all right. Here we go. We've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 packs. Gonna say that's the relic on the bottom. Empty box. I do have more Luminance coming. We have one, well, basically the same break, except with more Megas and more Blasters on Friday night. All right, here is pack 1 of Luminance Football. I thought that said Mr. Kinsley for a second. McKinstry for the Saints. Well, these pictures are nice. Eckler for the Commanders going to TJ. Culpepper going for the Vikings. Young. Steve Young, yeah. Oh, very nice. For the Giants, Jackson Dart, 194 of 249, numbered. And first autograph is going to be Van. Who is that? 196 of 200, Van Eggen. Mark Van Eggen for the Raiders. 196 of 200. With a Fred Warner 53 of 100 engaged on the back. Jackson Dart, nice. Here's the engaged for the 49ers. These cards are really nice. Yeah, absolutely. Picture, they made these very, very, very clean looking. Like, these are super clean looking cards. Emanuari for the Seahawks. Harmon for the Steelers, and for the Ravens, Starks. They're really nice looking cards. Extremely clean, very presentable cards. All right, here we go. Deuce McAllister. Joe Burrow. That's a sick Joe Burrow picture right there. Baker Mayfield. Ooh, Abdul Carter, another giant hit here. 73 of 100 for the Abdul Carter. Nice. Falcons. Pierce Jr., 89 of 299. I gotta start picking ones to take off here. I think I'm gonna take the Bowers off. We'll recap all these here in a minute. Put that one there. We had a Pierce Jr. 89 to 299 going to the Falcons. Then expecting the next card behind this to be the next autograph. It's got some wild colors to this one. Looks like it's going to the Chiefs. Huh. We pull this guy so much in tops. And then we actually get his autograph here. Okoye, 17 of 50. Going to the Chiefs. Going to Becky. Nice. Nice one for Becky there. 17 of 50. Yes, it is a silver Caleb Williams in the back. I'm going to put this one in Brad's bag. All right. Get this Pierce. Matt Stafford, unforgettable. Beck for the Raiders. Burden the third for the Bears. And Scattaboo for the Giants. It's Chris Thomas is the one who has it. Not Brian Thomas. Chris Thomas. Brian Thomas is a wide receiver for the Jaguars. All right. Here we go. Johnston. Come on. Focus. Johnston for the Chargers. Justin Jefferson for the Vikings. A.J. Brown for the, or Chase Brown probably. So Chase Brown for the Bengals. Hubbard for Chuba Hubbard for the Panthers. Oh, Patty Mahomes, 127, 299. Another Chief hit right there going to Becky. Patty Mahomes numbered 127 to 299. Nice. And the autograph is for the Tennessee Titans. That is Helm, 338 of 700. Patty Mahomes. Patty, I'm home. Nice looking Mahomes. Read the helm. If this stuff continues to hit well, I'll look at maybe getting more. I've got the other box, and then we'll kind of see. I bought some Elite for next week. So kind of seeing how this stuff kind of plays out this week. I guess we're going to replace the neighbors here. All right, the rest of this one, we had a Cameron Jordan engaged. Oh, nice. Genty for the Raiders. Very nice. For Boise. Lacey for the Texans and Titans. A.O. Maynor. Sleeve on top of the Genty here. Gunnar Helm, yeah. Was he a first rounder drafted? All right, last pack of Luminance. Yeah, good football break tonight. This one's been pretty solid. Good turn on cards tonight, I would say. Good spread out, too. Dan the Man Marino, CJ Stroud. Man, these picture cards, these are really nice looking. Unfortunately, you can tell when a card is miscut because you can see the actual next card is starting here. Okay, get some focus. There you go. You can see the next card was starting there. Bo Nix for the Broncos. Very nice. That's a nice Nix Broncos card. Stingley or Singletary. Just not Devin Singletary. That is Braylon Allen for the Jets. 10 of 50 on the speckle. Nice picture. And a Mike Evans patch card for the Buccaneers. Going to TJ. Braylon Allen to 50. Nice. Who was Helm? He is the Titans. That was our new guy, Cody. 10 of 50 on the Braylon Allen. That's nice. And then Mike Evans on the Spirit swatches. I do have more of it. I do at least have one box more of it. And I can order more. And then we have a Vestige Joe Burrow, which is nice looking. Collins for the Giants, Hudson for the Panthers, and Watts for the Falcons. And that is your Luminance break. Braylon Allen. I said Braylon. Yeah, Braylon Allen. I said Braylon. Oh, every bone in my neck just cracked. Ugh. Now I just whacked the camera again. There we go. All right. That was a solid football break. That was a really good spread. A lot of good numbered cards. No zebra, obviously, but that was a solid break. There was a lot of good value in that break. There was a good ROI on that one. Oh, he's the wrong. Okay, I got what you're saying. All right, let's do the recap here. There's a lot to recap on this one. A lot of cards. A lot of sleeved cards here. All right, here we go. Yeah, so this was a pretty reasonably priced box. These are running about $300 to $320. So these are definitely very much in the realm. I think this break was somewhere, after all was said and done with the boxes, probably somewhere around the $600 region. I think somewhere between 5 and 6 with all the blasters and megas. And we're doing this again with more blasters and megas for Thursday for Friday. But yeah, I can definitely get more. I don't mind when the hobby boxes are in the 3 and sub 3. When they catch the 4, it's hard to add stuff into it. All right. Mike Evans, Spirit swatches. Engaged Fred Warner to 100. Genty on the rookie card. Malik Neighbors to 499. Drake May, shock not numbered. Pierce Jr. to 299. Brock Bowers to 360. Troy Franklin on the swatch. Stephon Diggs to 599. Joe Anderson to 599. Caleb Williams base. Malik Neighbors base. Brock Bowers numbers. Marvin Harrison Jr. shock. Xavier Worthy base. Michael Penix Jr. base. Marvin Harrison numbers. Marvin Harrison base. Future Caleb Williams. Bucky Irving shock. Anthony Gould silver die cut. Michael Penix base. Spencer Rattler shock. Michael Penix Jr. Future. And our stand cards. Jackson Dart to 249. That's a hell of a nice picture right there. Braylon Allen to 50. Abdul Carter to 100. That was nice. Okoye auto to 50, 17 50. That's a cool looking card. JJ McCarthy, number to 249. That was a solid card. Caleb Williams, silver die cut for the Bears. Patty Mahomes to 299. Van Eggen to 200 and Gunnar Helm to 700 auto. Very nice. Very nice break. All right. Cosmic Basketball for the last break of the night. All right. All right. I'm going to run the random. I'm going to do a traditional random for this one. Get the list for basketball. I do have one more box of NASCAR. NASCAR will go up tomorrow. I'll get this up. So this is for the Spurs. So half a box, top 4 spots. All right. 2 times Cosmic Basketball. Round 2. All right. 3 6-sided dice. You will see this in the list on your right in just a moment. TJ, Chris, Andrew, and Hayden all have the Spurs. All right, and here comes your list. And there it is. All right. So TJ, Chris, Andrew, and Hayden. So we'll just go order our boxes. So it goes top to bottom, top to bottom. So TJ will get the top row in the Cosmic box, and Andrew will then get the bottom. All right, now the tags in. Michael Kenneth. Frankie. Paul. Barry. Ricky. All right, that's everybody. Okay, all the tags are in now. All right, here we go. Cosmic Basketball. All right, box one. All right, so top stack's going to go to TJ. Bottom stack's going to Chris Thomas for the Spurs. Everyone else has their teams. Empty box. Good luck. Pulled a Wembanyama planetary last time, so who knows? Maybe we can do it again, except this time maybe it'd be a Pluto. Then it'll be worth thousands. Thousands upon thousands. All right, here we go. I'm going to unwrap TJ's stack first here. I like this product. I really like Cosmic. I think the thing I like about the planetaries is I feel like it's one of the few products out there that you can actually get a run at trying to collect a rainbow. Obviously, the Erises and the Plutos are very expensive when they get pulled if you want to buy them. But if you do get one, it's like getting a 101, and then you know what you're looking for. I'm actually working on a Keenan Coleman rainbow-esque one. I've got Jupiter, I've got Mercury, I've got Venus. I've got a bid in for the Sun. The Sun's not very expensive. The Sun's like a $20 card. There was a Neptune one out there. I'm trying to haggle with some people. You know, people want $1 million for all their cards because, you know, every card, including a base Mark Williams, is worth $1 million, of course. Remember, this is Wemby's rookie year Cosmic, so, and Wemby autographs can exist in this product, so can Brandon Miller, Scoot Henderson, all those guys have autos in here. All right. Here we go. So this is TJ's side for the Spurs. Austin Rivas. Oh, we're going to start with a case hit right out of the gate. How about a Cosmic Heroes Dirk Nowitzki for the Mavs? That went on the mini. Dirk Nowitzki, Cosmic Heroes. Mavericks went to Andrew. Andrew takes the case hit right out of the gate. All right. Good start. Chris Paul, Daniel Gafford, Isaiah Stewart, Robert Parrish, Bill Walton, Clay Thompson, Aaron Gordon, Jason Tatum launched into orbit, Rick Barry, David Robinson, there's one Spur, DeMar DeRozan, Drew Holiday, Porzingis, Calvin Murphy, Kyle Kuzma, Mark Williams, Alex English on the blue geometric, I guess you can almost call it, blue prism. or sorry, purple, pink. I don't know colors. Purple, pink. For the Nuggets. Leonard Miller. G.G. Jackson, good game. Bogdan Bogdanovic, Carmelo Anthony, Jarace Walker, Noah Clowney, Ben Simmons, Tyler Hero, Scotty Barnes, Jalen Rose, Patrick Williams, Steph Curry, extraterrestrial talent, Peja Stojakovic, George Gervin, Alex English, Sean Kemp, Jordan Walsh, Chris Livingston, Jalen Green, Bill Walton, Derek Lively, and Scoot Henderson. All right. These wrappers feel weird to me. They're like extra thick or something. Oh, Magic Johnson. I've got the Magic Johnson auto card, although it came back in 8. Tempted to crack it and send it off to Beckett, but I may just hold on to it. I will say the one thing about Beckett that is kind of nice to see is when you have those subgrades on the Beckett cards, at least you feel like you know why a card got a grade that it did. That's the one thing about PSA that I'm kind of... It's like, okay, you told me it got a 5. Why did it get a 5? Or it got a 9. What was wrong with it? And I think Surface is one of those areas that we miss a lot because it's harder to see because judging a lot of the surfaces can be really challenging. But all right, you should at least get one numbered card. But I think we've seen boxes where we've gotten like absolutely no numbered cards, especially when you get like a case hit card. We'll see. So this is going to be Chris Thomas has the Spurs for this side. All right, here we go. Jerry West, Embiid, Karl Anthony Towns, Keontae Johnson, Bail Colby, Rasheed Wallace, Brandon Podziemski, Amari Bailey, Anthony Davis, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, David Robinson for the Spurs going to Chris, Jason Kidd, Kawhi Leonard, Spencer Dinwiddie, Grady Dick, Draymond Green, Lauri Markkanen, Larry Bird, Karl Anthony Towns, extraterrestrial talent, Kevin Durant, Oliver Maxence Prosper, Jimmy Butler, David Robinson on the nucleus. I have orders in for 2 cases of Topps Finest football or basketball. The price point on them is insane to me, how cheap it is. And I am considering doing full case breaks of it because of how cheap it is. I think it would be the value is definitely there. Julian Phillips, Brandon Podziemski, Magic Johnson, Jimmy Butler, Sabonis, Seth Lundy, Franz Wagner, Kevin Durant launched into orbit. Malik Monk, Shaden Sharp, Trey Murphy, Jalen Rose, Jordan Clarkson, Siakam, Hero. That is a white hole, Drew Holiday. Instead of a black hole, it's a white hole is what they call it, I guess. All right, and then we have a Juwan Howard and Robert Parrish. Yeah, whenever it seems like you get a case hit card out of a box, it doesn't. It seems like the rest of the box has a tendency to kind of flail a little bit. All right, and the Robinson goes to Chris. All right, box 2. So Andrew's going to have the top row. And Hayden has the bottom row. Box. Come on, Planetary. More. All right, here we go. Andrew has the Spurs for this side. Taylor Hendrick, Joyce Walker launched into orbit. Dominic Wilkins, Sengun, Simmons, Young, Trae Young, Murray, Evan Mobley, Porzingis, Wiggins, Herter, Cade Cunningham, Seth Curry, Vince Carter, Larry Johnson, Kelly Oubre, Grant Hill, Benedict Mathurin, Jalen Brunson launched into orbit. Die cut. Shaq, Chet Holmgren, Latrell Sprewell, Brandon Miller, extraterrestrial talent, Ben Wallace, Obi Toppin, Brandon Miller. We have a green speckle. Anthony Hardaway, Penny Hardaway, 31 of 75. Going to the Magic. Going to Frankie. Nice. Good old Penny Hardaway. Guys show that short guys can play basketball. You don't have to be the monster on the court all the time. Although Wemby kind of makes a case for that too. Zach LaVine, Grant Williams, Isaiah Wong, Mourning, Smart, Trae Young, City Cisco, Joel Embiid on the refractor. Naz Reid, Tyrese Halliburton, Colby Jones, LaMelo, Rudy Gobert, and Carmelo Anthony. No spur. Just gonna triple check that I didn't. Last time I missed a couple. Okay. All right. Last half of a box. So thank you everybody for joining the breaks tonight and getting these filled. Again, we'll have a jumbo hobby box top chrome tomorrow. We'll have first off the line NFL Elite, and I will have an additional box of NASCAR first off the line tomorrow. So ooh, see a gold wave, looks like. Gold waves are good. Gold waves are 50, I believe. All right, here we go. Hayden has the Spurs on the side. Pete Nance. Victor Wembanyama, about time he showed up. Spencer Dinwiddie, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Marcus Sasser, Shaquille O'Neal launching orbit, LaMelo, James Harden, Jalen Clark. This is going to be 2 of 25. Ooh. Let's let that one marinate a little bit. We'll get that one in the end here. Cheeks, Larry Bird, Josh Hart, Jason Kidd, Buddy Hield, DiVincenzo, Strother, Anthony Black, refractor rookie. Nice for the Magic. All right. Got Jaren Jackson Jr., Russell Westbrook, Cam Whitmore, extraterrestrial talent, De'Aaron Fox, Markelle Fultz, Emmanuel Quickley, DeAndre Fox. We have a Pulsar, blue Pulsar launched into orbit. Vince Carter, 72 and 99, going to the Raptors. Raptors spot hitting. Sean Stickle takes that one. Nice. Chris Levert, Dennis Rodman, Jaime Jaquez Jr., Dirk Nowitzki, Julius Randle, Mikal Bridges, Artis Gilmore, Markelle Fultz for the Magic again on the nucleus. Norman Powell, Karl Anthony Towns, Paul Pierce, Grady Dick and Hawkins, Brandon Ingram, and Christian Braun. All right, we got our card number to 25 here. See what it is. All right, it's 2 of 25. It is not a rookie. Dwayne Wade? That is Dwayne Wade for the Miami Heat. Jaw. Taking that one. Very nice. Dwayne Wade for the Heat. Very nice. Very nice. Put this Wemby for Hayden. All right, we'll do a recap. Thanks again for everybody. Breaks again start tomorrow at 6 o'clock. Again, Jumbo Hobby for Topps Chrome, NFL Elite for first off the line, and NASCAR first off the line. So 2 first off the line boxes tomorrow. All right, let's do the recap, shall we? We got the nucleus of Markelle Fultz, Brandon Miller, extraterrestrial talent, Scoot Henderson, a base rookie. Launched in the orbit, Vince Carter, numbered in 99, Anthony Black, refractor, rookie, Drew Holiday on the white hole card for the Celtics, David Robinson, that goes to Chris Thomas. For his for the Spurs. Alex English going for the pink prismatic for the Nuggets. Anthony Hardaway, number 231/75, very nice. Dwayne Wade, 2/25 for the Heat, also really nice. And the case hit card going to the Mavs, which that was confirming. Andrew, Dirk Nowitzki on the Cosmic Heroes. Yeah, it was a solid night, hon. Nothing mind-blowing, but it was a solid break night. Dirk Nowitzki, Cosmic Heroes. And that's going to do it for your breaks tonight. Hope everyone has a good week. Again, break drops tomorrow again. We got plenty of Topps Chrome to do, plenty of select, and more football. Keep us all busy for quite a while. So expect to have shipping notices, start see them popping up tomorrow. I'll have those pushed out. Check the shipping list to see if you expect a shipment. Everything has been sorted and loaded up through all the breaks for last week. So this should be the first night of breaks not being sorted and loaded. So, but all right. Hope you all have a great night. Hope you all have a great week. And we will catch you all later.